Okay, formative assessment on daily basis, on weekly basis, you are going to take your formative assessments. Daily basis, you are going to have anecdotal notes, or with your every lessons, you can have anecdotal notes. Especially I'm talking about the ones who are in primary and secondary sections. They can have anecdotal notes with every lesson. Okay, it is actually an evaluation or feedback to you that how well your child is performing in the classroom. uh, is my voice clear to all of you? Let me keep it over here so I can see my voice. All right, so then you can have quizzes that can be also on weekly basis. Worksheets, now when you are going to have worksheets, please put independent and support on the top of your worksheets. Let it be printed, and whenever you give your worksheets to the children, if they have done it on their own there, and then you can put the assessment mark over there. You can evaluate if the child has done the worksheet by themselves. You are going to circle the independent I, or if they get any assistance from you, you can get S on it. Okay, you can circle S on it. It is there and then assessment over there. Okay, it is there and then evaluation, that where your child is standing, what is the criteria of your child in the classroom. All right, then you can give them projects that can be on monthly basis or fortnightly basis. Okay, guided reading, when you are having reading sessions with your children, please maintain later inshallah ta'ala in the same workshop. I'm going to tell you that how you are going to have checklists for your guided reading, for your subjects, for your everything. You can make a checklist and you can tick those points only. Write the children name over there and just tick those points. You can, if you didn't get the printouts, you can make it on your registers or papers also. But make checklists for your students, that where your students are standing, how much they are understanding and how much things they need to understand. Okay, then work of art and design, this can also be assessed there, and then lab results that can be assessed there, and then home task, show and tell activities where they are going to speak about something that will help you in literacy. So these are the things you need to focus a lot. Sometimes the children are very good in speaking, in public speaking, but they are not that good in their exams. So that doesn't mean that you don't consider those children are not good or they are not progressing. Until or unless they are confident, they are working for something, they are good children, and they are struggling children. So assess those things also, because this will help you to give a clear picture to the parents also, and parent will also appreciate. Yes, can you hear me now? I'm sorry, I don't know what is happening today. There is some internet issues. I'm turning on my data package also, that is also not working. I'm sorry class, but I don't know what is happening today. All right, let's have it. Okay, so then we are going to have three other next thing that we are taking in our classrooms, that is called um, summative assessment. All right, where you are going to have the kids uh, paper and pen assessment. Okay, mostly it is called as paper and pen assessment. It can be midterms also, it can be monthly also, it can be your checkpoints also, it can be your final terms also, your projects also. So all these are considered as your summative assessment, which usually we are taking in our school. In Pakistan, mostly the thing is you we are using is summative assessment. To some extent, formative assessments are also considered in preschool. Some of the schools are following formative assessment in preschools, but mostly we are following summative assessment.
जो पहले वो बॉक्स देख क्या वो टीवी का टीवी का बॉक्स स्टोर में देख क्या
So we are following in our school summative assessments mostly. Only preschools, some preschools are following formative assessments also, but usually we are following summative assessment. And now, what is diagnostic assessment or diagnostic check? I think do let me know that whether you are following the same thing or not. When the children are coming to your classroom in the starting, do you have any pre-test or any progress check or any baseline assessment when they come to your classroom? For example, if grade 1 children promoted to grade 2, do you have any assessment in the first week to check whether they have promoted in good terms, or whether whatever the report previous class has made for them, it is accurate? Do you have any assessment check for that?
Yeah. Yes, we have the assessment check in my classroom. That we use it according to the topics. We are using language, maths, four skills of language, maths, and GK, general knowledge.
Okay.
According to that, we assessed four in the year 4 times to the children.
For which grades you are talking about?
I'm taking prep 1.
हाँ, Montessori में तो ठीक है. Before prep, we used to take, like till prep we used to take. I'm talking about grades.
In grade 1 also, in my school, the teachers used to take hidden assessments according to that thing, and with the progress chart also.
With their previous ones, now what they have learned in the previous classes. Not with the current
Yes.
knowledge, with the previous knowledge.
Yeah, with the previous knowledge also, we when they come, we used to assess them little bit about it.
Okay, that is called diagnostic assessment. That when the child is coming into your classroom, you have to assess the child again, that whether it is good for you as well, because you are going to segregate your children accordingly. That okay, it is not like that you are going to give them marks for that. It is not like that you are going to judge them for that. But it is just a general assessment that where that child is actually having a place in the classroom, how much he will progress, or how much the child will actually, it will help you to segregate the children according to their level of achievements also. So these things are called your progress check. Pre-test will come in that. Then KWL also, if anybody knows about KWL or KWHL chart, then that also comes in diagnostic assessment, because that also is having previous knowledge, current knowledge, and what they are going to learn. That all will come in KWL also. Then baseline assessments is also very important. You create a small assessment to check their for every lesson you can check also, or you can have even after 2 lessons. So further you will move to the next lessons or next topics if they have completed the previous ones. So basically, these are the three things: formative assessment, summative assessment, and diagnostic assessment. These three kinds of assessments are taking everywhere in the world and very important also. Now, moving towards the next slide, why assessment is important, why we take assessments, and what are formative assessments for. Now, we are going to check them separately. Okay. Now, formative assessment is not only for pre or primary, even the secondary classes can also take there, but our mainly focus is on pre and primary. So here, those points are for pre and primary. But you can take formative assessment for your secondary children also. Somebody's mic is on. Kindly mute your mic, dear. So, what is the purpose of taking formative assessment? Understanding the purpose. Main purpose is how well they are learning in the classrooms and how you are going to measure their learning. Then it is uh, for you also, that how you can change the strategies among the children, how well you can perform in the classroom, or how well you can teach your children, and you can change your methods also when you are taking formative assessments. When daily you are judging yourself, or weekly or on every lesson you are judging yourself, it's not about your children also, it's about you also, whether they are understanding or not. If they are not understanding and if they are not improving, then it means that you need to change your teaching strategies. So formative assessments will help you in that way also. Then actually it is a child-centered approach, typically a child-centered approach, where you are going to check the development of the child also, and you are going to check its PSED also, how well the child is developing in its personal, social, and emotional and physical development also. So you are going to, for formative assessment is basically when we are having child-centered approaches. If we are having teacher-centered approaches, then no need to take a formative assessment because everything is spoon-feeding to them. If you are having child-centered approaches, then you need to assess your children on every basis, that what is the criteria of your child's understanding and how well your child is improving. And if they are not improving and understanding, then you need to change your teaching strategies. Then you have to check that how well and safe their environment is, how well or comfortable they are in the same environment, how well they behaved in the classroom with you, with their peers also, how well is their behavior outside of the classroom too. So these are the things you are going to check in your children on weekly, daily basis, even daily basis. Environment and context will come in your daily basis. That your environment should be friendly and safe for the children who are coming to your classrooms, for everyone. Doesn't make any difference for the any children, but it should be equal for every child in the classroom or in the school also. Then we'll go. Now, what methods and techniques we are using? We are observing them. Take care observations. You will do a simple observation in the classroom, that which children are working towards what you have assigned them, and which children are not working, and which things you are going to adopt to make them work also. Because yesterday also I told your main purpose is to teach those children who are struggling to learn. Your purpose is not teaching and putting your work and effort on those who are already learned and who are good children and who are talented children. But your main purpose should be on those 6, 7 children of your classroom who are struggling for learning. So you have to make observations on daily basis, that whether your children are enjoying activities, they are working towards the activities or not. Then anecdotal notes, anecdotal record is very important. What is anecdotal record? That you are having a sheet. I'll show you that also further. A small sheet where you are going to write the name of your topic also. If you want to write your objectives and learning outcomes, you can write. Otherwise, you can skip that part also. But at least your name, your class name, then the topic of that day or week should be there. And then there are small boxes of your children name. What you are going to do, you are going to observe your children while giving your lesson also. I told you that try to give your lesson in child-centered way. What is child-centered way? That you are going to uh, question them, targeting question also, and then you are going to challenge them with your questions, and you are going to challenge their ability to work with you or ability to answer your questions. At that time, you are going to have your anecdotal notes. Sometimes few children are very good in speaking, but they are not good at learning. Okay, learning time, the things will not get fit in their mind, or they will not actually take out all those things on the paper the way they were talking and speaking. So actually anecdotal records can help you to assess those children also. When it comes to your parent teacher meeting, you can show them to your parents also. You can tell your parents also that your child is very good and progressing in this field, but still he needs some efforts in these fields. So it will give a very positive effect. The teacher is very considerating about all the children in the classroom in such a way, and it will become easier for you also to observe your child's well. So anecdotal records, if you can maintain with every lesson, it is very good, and it will be very helpful to you. Then portfolios, you can collect the samples from the teacher, from the students, like their homeworks, the artwork they are doing in the classroom, the other work they are doing in the classroom, and if you can have them in a file, or you can maintain a file of your children, that will also show you that where the child is needing improvement and growth from you and from the parents self. Checklists and rating scales, as I told you, please keep checklists, especially for readings, for activities. I think Montessori people, they might using checklists because they are having so many apparatuses and so many artwork and so many practical work to do. So they should maintain the checklist. But even for the great children, you can keep a checklist also. Especially, I'm telling you, for reading and other activities, and if you are giving them tasks, then engage them in interactive games, storytelling, hands-on activities, so you can judge their understanding skills. As I told you earlier, few children are good in other things and few children are good in learning. So you have to assess every child. Okay, and you cannot ignore if the child is working verbally very good, working in games very good, working in storytelling, working in other activities, working in group activities, but the learning is very slow, then you cannot ignore that child. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि यू आर गोइंग टू इग्नोर, आप उस बच्चे को इग्नोर कर देंगे कि नहीं ये तो बस खेल कूद में ही है. इट इज नॉट अबाउट these things also help a child to grow. Every child is different in their respects. ठीक है, आप हर बच्चे को एक दूसरे के साथ कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते हो, और एक दूसरे के साथ आप उनको मैच भी नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, आप ये नहीं कह सकते वन चाइल्ड इज डूइंग गुड इन दैट, इवन द सिबलिंग्स ऑल्सो. Sometimes it happens that we used to teach different siblings also, and we think also that this sibling was very good and the other sibling is not doing that well. But somewhere somehow those children are very good in something. I was having a child here in Pakistan. I was having a child who was very normal in studies. Like I used to work very much with him in numeracy. He was in grade 4, और न्यूमरेसी में भी उसको, आई वाज टेकिंग साइंस एंड न्यूमरेसी of that classroom, and I need to struggle with that child, but that child was brilliantly intelligent. The computer knowledge that child was having, nobody I could imagine that a child of grade 4 was having that kind of knowledge for computers. So I cannot ignore that child. I cannot say that he's not progressing. Somewhere, somehow, he's progressing in some way. So you cannot ignore those children with these activities also. That's why you should have daily records or formative assessments so you can assess the child in that way. Then conversations and interviews, that will help you in literacy part, because when you are going to assess your children a language, or assess your children learning in such a way, that will help you in literacy part, and how well they can work in that also. So these are the things you need to check whether while taking formative assessments. Then at the end, you have to give them feedback and reporting. Definitely, it will help you to give a positive report to the parents, okay, and to involve parents in their child progress. And you can tell me that these are the things they are working on daily basis, and he's struggling and he's progressing, and these things your child needs to get help or need to progress a little more for that. All right, now we are going to discuss about these are also those points where you need to have to be very, like, these points you should keep while assessing your children. Flexibility and adaptability. Flexible, keep yourself flexible while giving different learning styles to them, and the things should be adaptable also. Your teaching strategies should meet the child's criteria. I told you earlier, sometimes we are working with such group of community where the learning process is automatically slow or lower. Okay, and there are parents whose child learning process is good as compared to other children. So you have to keep that thing in your mind, that which sector you are working for. All right, are you are working with those children whose parents are intelligent and they can work well on the children, or you are working with those parents who are not literate, or whose children needs a simple pattern of work? So you should give them that thing. Okay, your lesson plans should be flexible and adaptable. Then ethical consideration, okay, no bias assessment. Especially I'm talking about privacy, privacy of assessment, and no biasness. ये नहीं है कि टीचर का बच्चा है तो how I'm going to assess that and I cannot give a clear report to the parent, but because वो एक he is a child, a teacher's child. You have to be very clear in statements. Okay, no biasness in anything. Then it is giving you professional development. Continuous learning is there. Okay, when you are assessing your child on formative assessment basis, then it is a continuous learning. You are continue you 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 are going to continuously assess your child in that way. So it is very important to assess your child continuously. uh, till now everything is clear, or you want to discuss something? Is it clear that what are formative assessments and how you are going to have your formative assessment? Later, I'm going to share all those checklists, rubrics, okay, na, and assessment criteria. What are the things you are going to follow? Anecdotal records also, baseline assessments also. Later, I'm going to share all the patterns with you. But till now, is everything clear to all of you? Okay. Now we are talking about summative assessment. Summative assessment, even if I speak in single, if I they want आलू बॉईल किए या आलू के पराठे खाने की नीचे बॉईल किए Okay, so summative assessment, as I told you, in simple words, summative assessment is paper and pen assessment you used to take in your midterms, monthly, with you are going to take in a grand test form or final terms. So basically, summative assessment is purely paper and pen assessment. The objective and purpose is very clear, and that you are very clear that how many topics you are going to involve in your summative assessment, what is the criteria going to be in your summative assessment. So the purpose and objectives is very clear in your summative assessment. Then development appropriateness. How, while developing your summative assessment, one thing you need to focus on, that you are not going to target only the high achievers. You have to create your summative assessment in such a way that even the low learners can solve that. Sometimes we say that no, we are going to just keep the criteria what is assigned to us, or if we make the paper difficult, that will assess a teacher's credibility or how well the teacher is. No, it is not like that. You have to make your assessment in such a way that it will consider your all children in the classroom with all the mixed abilities of the learning. It will not for only the ones who are good or working good, but it should be suitable. But it should be suitable for every child. Okay. Now, assessment design that can be varied according to your criteria, whatever your school is giving to you. But try to make practical things also involved in that, or whatever the summative assessment you have taken in the formative assessment you have taken in the classroom. Please keep those assessment point in your mind also. So somewhere somehow those children who are struggling for learning, they can get some marks from there also, because I know they are very good in formative assessment. Day to day they are very good, weekly they are very good, but while having a combined assessment at the end, they lack somewhere. So for those children you are going to design it such a way that those marking or those grading should also come in there in that format. Okay. And give them engaging tasks. You should create assessment in such a way that engage every children in the classroom, that can be unseen also, that can use their productivity and mental level also. If you prepare such thing in your summative assessment, that will help you also to judge them very well, and those children will also give you an accurate answer or give you somehow the good things. Slow learners, I'm talking about slow learners. Then definitely you should have a child friendly environment while taking a summative assessment, because summative assessment is something we pressurize children also, parents pressurize children also. Parents are already pressurized, mothers especially. What they do, they keep that in their child's mind. Oh, you are having assessment tomorrow, to final exams you have to prepare a lot, you have to take these marks, and you have to they set their criteria of the children. So that makes the children very stressful, and it happens to the children while having exams. You will notice that they are continuously, many of the children, especially the lower learners, they are avoiding that situation. They want to go to the washroom again and again. They want to go outside for drinking water again and again, or they want something, some activities like that. Why? Because they were actually stressing. At that time, you are not going to say any children that don't go anywhere, sit over here, complete your task, complete your paper. It's your exam time. Please try to figure out that. Try to ask their children why you are going again and again. Is there something you don't know? Is there something you need any kind of help? Don't help him. I'm not telling that you are going to tell the children about the assessment or you are going to guide the children. No, it's not like that. But at least you can give some good words to that child to make him less stressed, okay, to make him feel normal. In my own house, I'm talking, I'm not going far away. My niece is like that. She is having that trauma. She's having that stress of exams, and what she does, even if any teacher, or she's not having a good connection with that teacher, or teacher is very strict, so what happens if that teacher is on the duty and the same time at exams time, either she just refused to give exam. She's in grade 2. She just say, I don't, I'm not going to give the exams. Otherwise, what she will do, she keep on going in the washroom. When I ask her, she says that I had stomachache. Whenever the teachers enter in the classroom or the assessment start, I had stomachache. I feel like that. I really want to go to washroom. And it happens. She does that. She go washroom and she use the washroom also. It's not like that. She's just feeling that, or otherwise she had vomitings. So you have to make the environment very child friendly, especially taking summative assessment, because the whole either the whole year is depending on that, or midterm is depending, or quarter time is depending on that. So you have to make the child feel comfortable in such environment. Many of the children lack their positions due to the stress. All right, and it is common. It is very common nowadays. Stress is common after 5 years. When the child crosses 5 years, they can be in stress. You cannot say they are child, they cannot, but it is natural. It is natural, it is happening in our family. That's why I'm telling you that after 5 years, we have discussed with many doctors, and they say that after 5 years, a child can have stress. We can also make it child friendly environment for the learners also. Already the parents are stressed, they are making their children stressed. And if even if after that teachers are making the child stressful also, then definitely where they are leading, we know that. We all know what is happening in our surroundings. We all are very much aware of that. So this is all because they are pressurized. They're under pressure of everyone. Okay, then implementation in such a thing that your observations and interactions should be very regular. Even taking assessment, summative assessment also. Okay, and there should be fear, and there should be no there should be no negativity in that. Feedback and reporting, definitely it will help you to feedback and report to the parents also, to your peers also, to the management also. So when you are sharing the report to the parents, you are going to talk about the positive aspects of the child. Then you move to the other things where he need to grow. You're not using any term which is having struggling or something like that, but you are going to tell you that your child needs development or your child needs growth in some other sectors also. Otherwise, he is good. The child is good in others, in all the way. Okay, always try to give positive statement, but you have to tell the parents their struggling part also, where the child needs development, where the child needs growth. Okay. Now, again, ethical considerations, you have to you have to keep it private. The child assessment result. It is not like that you are going to discuss in front of the other parents or children. You have to keep your child's assessment, your child's result very private. Okay, so the child doesn't feel bad, or even the other child, because nowadays the bullying thing is very common. So you're not going to do that with the children or let other children to make fun of their children. हेलो जी जी अभी नहीं, अभी ठंडे होने दो. हाँ, निकाल के पानी से ना ठंडे होने दो. Okay, fairness and equity. Then it should be fairness regarding the background of the abilities of the children. Okay, same thing. No biasness, no biasness. Okay, it should be very fair. Even the children is the staff children or any other child. Okay, there it should be unbiased. Then again, all those things are coming in the same way. Holistic view should be there. Professional insight should be there. Okay, social emotional development. You have to judge the child's development to the summative assessment. Then inform about the instruction. Okay, this is very important. You are going to inform about them the instructions you are following, or what are the teaching strategies you are um, uh, using for your summative assessment. They should know the assessment criteria. In summative assessment, informative assessment, should not know the criteria because it is ongoing base. It is ongoing assessment. But when you are taking summative assessment, they should know the criteria. They should know everything, how you are going to do the marking, from where you are going to deduct the marking also. You should clearly tell the teachers and students and parents. Okay, why? Because this will help them to grow, and this will help them to move to the next level. Got it? So you should tell them, you should give them the instructions of the paper clearly, that how you are going to judge them in summative assessment. Then continuous improvement, definitely your assessment should be in such a way that there should be a continuous improvement in their progress. It should not like that that you are going to judge them for the time being, and then later there will be no progress. When you are judging them, it is for your assessment also, your evaluation also, that how, what strategies you need to develop for the next level, and how you can change your strategies, or how well you can develop more new strategies in such best way to have because they are very young learners, they are very new learners. So you have to keep all those things in there in your mind while taking summative assessment also. Now, literacy assessment criteria, basically, I told earlier also that when you are taking literacy exam, you should include all those four basic part, that is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Literacy can be, it is for your Urdu literacy also, and for your English also. Okay, English, Urdu both, and if you are teaching Arabic also, so it is for Arabic also. You have to take not only reading and writing test, you have to take listening and speaking test also, that include in your summative assessment. And even for the formative assessment, you are going to judge your child in such a way how well it's reading, how well he's reading, writing, and listening of that subject and speaking also. Especially for literacy, you are going to check all those four stages of your children. Now, in reading criteria, you are going to check whether they are going to recognize the letter. There should be phonemic awareness. They should pronounce the sounds very well. And if you are not working with sounds, they should pronounce the letters very well. Okay, different vocabulary recognition should be there, comprehension should be there, the understanding of words should be there. They can make simple sentences, and then according to the level, you can move from simple to the complex sentences also. Then print awareness. What is print awareness? That is they can well handle the book also. So these are the things you are going to mention in your reading criteria or reading checklist also. All right, if the book of the child is not good, if he is not taking care of the child book, then you are going to assess them in that way also. So all those things you come. Then assessment method. What assessment method you can take in reading? Interactive read aloud sessions, the way you are doing reading in the classrooms. Matching letters and sound games, picture and word matching activities, simple story retelling, observing book handling skills. Again, I'm talking about print awareness should be there. Book handling skills, your children should know that, and you are going to assess that also, that how well your child is assessing handling the book. It is for all the subject also. Print awareness and handling books can come in all the subjects. Okay, you can keep that in checklist also. Then writing me, you are going to check fine motor skills, how well they can write, how well they hold the pencil, how well their writing is, and whether whatever your pattern writing pattern is, either they are following that writing pattern or not. Letter formation also comes in that. Okay, writing pattern, writing formation, name writing, definitely for the preschool also, can they write their name, and can they write their name in wrong in a right way. Early spellings, okay, simple words spelling should they know, and even along with spelling they should know the sight and tricky words also. Then they can make simple sentences, okay, forming basic sentences to convey good meaning. Their sentences should be like that it can convey a good meaning to you in written form. Okay. Then assessment methods में what you are going to assess: tracing and copying letter and words, drawing and labeling pictures, dictation exercises can come also in that, encouraging children to write their names on their work, simple journaling or storytelling prompts. Okay. These things are involved in your assessment methods and criteria. Now come to the listening part. How you are going to add the listening part in your exams. Attention and focus of the children while you are talking and speaking, and while he is talking and speaking, you have to um, judge that also. Understanding instructions. Either the child is understanding your instructions clearly or not. Now, listening part can also be done in your formative assessment, because this is a daily judgment based assessment. Okay, you have a checklist in the classroom while having a literacy lesson, and you are going to assess your children over there, that whether the child is listening carefully to you, his attention and focus is towards you, and while asking questions, either the child is giving you answer or not, and what kind of answers the child is giving to you. Is he explaining you in a good way, or if the child is explaining you in a small way. So you have to set the criteria of explanation also. Then auditory discrimination. Uh, Sometimes the child is having discriminate two sounds and even the letter formations, especially for B and D. Okay, mostly the child are confusing in these two letters, even for the later stage also. Even when they comes into the grades, they're still struggling to follow that. And even the sounds also, the letters also. Okay, because many of the sounds are having same letters, or same many of the letters are having similar sounds. All right, so they are working towards that also. They are having difference between those sounds also, and how you are going to assess them with story time sessions. Okay, tell them a story, read aloud a story to them, and then ask different questions regarding the story. Then you can assess them. Listening games such as Simon Says, how well they listen. It is a very interesting game, and it will involve your children listening ability very well. Search it on internet and you will come to know that how well this game is, and how well you come to know that how many children are incorporating with you. Following multiple steps during activities. Okay, this is also very important. Sometimes teacher says multiple steps at a time. For example, you are telling your child to open a book. You tell them open a book, page number this and exercise number this. Okay, sometimes the children will stuck only on that thing. Open your book. They don't remember which page you are talking about, which exercise you are talking about. So your child should can understand your multiple step instructions during activity. Okay, then identifying and matching sound that you can do on the board also, that you can do on your table also. They should identify and match the sounds with the letters and everything, even on letters. Then comes to the speaking part. Speaking again, how well they can speak in the classroom. It includes the manners also. It includes their emotions also, their thoughts also, their ideas also, and clear speech also. Okay, they should be clear in the speech also. Now, vocabulary use. What kind of vocabulary they are using in their in classroom while discussing with you, especially when you are having some typical specific topic, so they should use the vocabulary of that topic, or otherwise some way related to that topic. They can make complicate and coherent sentences also. Articulation, they know the pronouncing words correctly. Okay, pronunciation is also very important. You have to check while speaking their pronunciation is accurate or not, or what kind of words, heavy words they are using, or light words they are using, or difficult words they are using in their pronunciation also. Then expressive language, how well they express in speaking, how well their gestures are, what kind of their tone is, what is the volume, and how well they explain in the classroom or to you also. So in speaking, you are going to judge these part. Then conversation skills, how well your child conversate with you. Okay, how well the child respond to you to your questions. Even both for open-ended and close-ended questions, how well your child is conversating with the student also. It's not about conversating with you only. It is about conversation with your student, with peers, and with other teachers also. Okay, it's about everything. So conversation skills should be also noticed. Now, assessment methods, what you are going to do, engage children in conversation about their experiences, that you can do in show and tell activities also. Encourage them in show and tell activities. It comes in that way, okay? You are going to give them any topic related and they are going to express themselves in that way. Role playing and storytelling exercises. Role playing is that when you are going to introduce any story in the classroom, you can have a role play with the learners also. You can tell, okay, tomorrow we are going to have a role play area, a role play setting, and these people are going to be these characteristics, and they are going to perform. You can give them a random story also. You can guide them for the story also, and you can tell them bring any story of your own, or you can group your children and they can create a story and come to you with storytelling, or you can just give them a topic to do that. Then ask open-ended questions to prompt verbal and responses. Open-ended questions, I told you earlier, those questions where your child needs to think a lot, where your child needs to think out of the box, and where he or she is using their own practical life or their own expressions in that. So open-ended questions should ask with every lesson, and this is for everyone. Open-ended questions should ask by every teacher in every lesson, in every subject. Okay? Again, observing peer interactions during play. As I told you, conversation skills can also be judged while having an interaction with their peers, with their students, with their class fellows in the classroom and outside of the classroom also. It's for both. So got it? G class. Everything clear? Okay, now tell me how many types of
Yes,
assessment.
ma'am, everything is clear.
G. G class, anything you want to ask? There are few questions over here in front of you. Do you want to answer them? Please do, or anything you want to discuss regarding these questions, you can ask me. Or tell me how many types of assessments were there? Why you left while we'll having answer and question session? How many types of assessments we discuss?